Big Smith,
Yeah?
I need you to come with me.
Prisons and life in prison continue to be topics of interest to us as law-abiding people.
Home sweet home, love.
We all know the anecdotes and probably bad advice
The panic button by the front.
given to people new to the stigma, fighting the biggest, most domineering guy, taking care of yourself in the shower, etc. Women's imprisonment, although largely unknown, has spread throughout society. In recent years, with documentaries and streaming shows like Orange the New Black, we've been able to get a glimpse of what life behind bars is like, albeit full of thrills. But what are female prisoners like? Are they imprisoned for the same horrific crimes committed by men? Have they reached the same level of fame as the infamous Bronson? Here is a list of the most famous female prisoners of all time. Janine Jones. The murderers perhaps best deserve to be behind bars. Logically, the threat of taking someone's life should be enough to alienate you from society as a whole. However, hitting a child is on the level of nothing at all. Born in 1950, this Texas killer was a pediatric nurse in every sense of the word, coming into contact with children and victims every day while on the job. By injecting victims with various poisons, investigators estimate Jones took the lives of around 60 children, pushing him into the category of serial killer. Sentenced to 99 years for the murder of Chelsea Ann McClellan, it seemed Jones was doomed. Life behind bars. In a surprising twist, mandatory release laws were passed, and Jones was considered for release after serving only 1/3 of it. Second number on our list is Kathy Wood and Gwendolyn Graham. Who can stand against true love? The kind of love that makes you kill another person to seal your love for each other. When Graham and Wood, both support workers at Alpine Manor, meet, the new couple quickly devolve into a bitter relationship that eventually turns to murder. Confessed that he killed 5 patients at once, choosing the victims based on their first initials in an attempt to spell out the murders, which would somehow link the two forever. Continuing to prove that the seal doesn't work, the pair split up. Several years later, Wood came clean to her husband and, in exchange for testifying against Graham, was sentenced to 40 years, gaining parole in 2018 after refusing 8 times. Graham was sentenced to 5 life sentences. Number 3 is Nanny Doss. When you read about a serial killer, some disturbing images come to mind. When you read that the serial killer is a grandmother, also known as the giggling grandmother, things get even worse. An assassin with a bright disposition. Nancy Hazell had many terrible nicknames such as Lady Bluebeard, Jolly Black Widow, and Lonely Hearts Killer. But you just need to know that she was a cheerful psychopath. Arrested for her husband's death in 1955, Nanny Doss confessed to 4 more murders. However, there are accusations that he killed around 12 people in his murderous brain injury. But the jury agreed and sentenced him to life in. He died several years later while serving his sentence. Next, Lindy Chamberlain. It was August 1970 when tragedy struck at a campsite near Ayr Rock, Australia, killing 10-year-old Azaria Chamberlain. Lundy's defense? A dingo carries its cubs and is the main cause of death. Azaria's body was never found. Lundy was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Her husband Michael received a suspended sentence for being an accessory after the fact. The case became a sensation, and accusations that the police provided information to the media further complicated matters. The Chamberlains exhaust every means available to them, and Lindy faces life in prison when Azaria's jacket is found near an area with a high dingo population. The cause of his death remains a mystery, but there is enough suspicion to forgive the Chamberlains. Number 5. Mary Bell. When 10-year-old Mary Bell killed 2 boys, aged 3 and 4 respectively, the world was shocked. How could someone commit such cruelty at such an innocent age? Easy psychopathy. Mary Bell is accused of strangling 2 boys. Based on the overwhelming evidence and testimony from her older sister Ann Bell, the case is clear. Bell had taken his life and was therefore on trial for murder. Bell later wrote a confession letter to the parents of the younger victim. The court psychiatrist convinced the jury that Bell was too young to have intended to kill, and given his mental state, he was not responsible for his own actions. Bell was convicted of murder, and sent to an adult prison at a time when juvenile detention did not exist. He was released for good behavior after 12 years. Thank you for joining us on this somber journey through the darker corridors of human nature. We hope that by sharing these stories, we can foster awareness and prevention. Remember to stay vigilant, stay informed, and above all, take care of each other. If you appreciated today's episode, please like, subscribe, and share to help us keep these important discussions alive. Until next time.